So, this was supposed to start off as a singing video, but it's kind of taken a turn for me. I'm not really hitting the notes that I want to hit on the song that I'm trying to do, so I already got my setup, my camera, I'm looking halfway decent, so I figure maybe now's the time to make this video I've been meaning to make. So, to me, there's a huge issue going on with our generation, with our society right now, as far as sex goes. We all are doing it. We all love it oh so much. You know, it's the one thing guys cannot resist asking for, right? But it's one thing that we can't freely talk about as we should, as I would like to. And along with sex comes, dun dun dun, STIs, or formerly known as STDs, which is sexually transmitted disease or infections. They are real. They are out here, and they are affecting more than half of us. Yet it's something that we still can't talk about. I personally haven't heard anyone tell me that they had an STI. Not anyone that I was sexual with as far as male goes. I have had friends that have told me before, and so I knew their stories. I personally have run into my own dealings with STIs. Yeah, I have. And it's sad because it's something that we can't talk about. I mean, I'm not doing anything that the rest of us aren't doing. I mean, I'm having sex, vaginal, oral, you know, along with the rest of us. We all doing it, yet we're getting these STIs and we're not talking about them. So, condoms, are we using them? Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. My personal experience, they're there, at least for me. I just don't ever pull them out. I always thought that they didn't bring me the pleasure that I would like when having intercourse, so I didn't use them. But I mean, I thought I was taking the right precautions with testing before and after every partner in between, you know. I mean, I got tested so much that they told me like, hey, you know, your insurance isn't gonna cover all this, right? You know, you're in here every fucking 2 months and, you know, you can't do this. So I thought that was my way of protecting myself, going to get tested constantly, all the time, even if I was in there for a cold. Test me, I'm here already. So, for me, that didn't work. I found out that I have HSV1, which is oral herpes. I am still doing my fair share of research on it as far as the modes of transmission. As far as contraction goes, herpes can be in your body for so long. You don't know really where it comes from. You don't have symptoms, or you can't have, it's possible to not have symptoms. For me, so far, I haven't had any symptoms. No visible symptoms that I could get. And for oral herpes, it's gonna be cold sores for me. That's what I've been told and what my research has told me. So, yeah, haven't gotten any cold sores, nothing vaginally. There's also HSV2, which is genital herpes, in which you get lesions on your penis or your vagina. But that's not the type that I have. Yeah, so I've just been coming to terms with the fact that that is what I have currently, and it's something that's gonna be with me for life. I can't change it. Actually, I feel like spiritually, there's a cure for everything. We create new cells continuously. We're generating new cells all the time. So I feel like there's a way for your cells to be swapped out, the bad ones for good ones, but that's with like a super strict diet, different things that you follow as far as lifestyle, which I haven't taken so far. So currently, here I am. And this video is going a lot easier than I thought it would. I mean, considering that I'm talking about something that no one's talking about, and I'm making an example of myself. I don't know very many people that are doing that, but I do know very many people that are getting STIs, and some that are incurable. I know that herpes is not as bad as people make it seem. I know that about 60 to 80% of the population has HSV1, the same type that I have. It's just not openly spoken about. And my problem is, why? Why isn't it openly spoken about? Why can't we talk about these things? We can talk about sex. I mean, as far as the action, we have no problem with that. We could talk to our homegirl all day about getting dick down. Our homeboys, you know, they all talking about the next bitch that they didn't hit and whoop wop wop. Where are the condoms though? Are you using those? Probably not. Are you getting tested? I personally don't know a nigga that's ever said he went to the doctor, but I mean, it could be happening and I just haven't heard of it, but likely not, considering the fact that I know multiple people that have gone through the situation, and with one person comes a second. Each person that has something, they got it from somewhere, so that's someone else. And it's most of the time a cycle, and you don't really know where it came from because you maybe been with a few or more people than you can keep track of, or you had unprotected sex with more than a few people. My case scenario, I could pretty much track everybody that I was with, but as far as my SCI, I haven't had any signs and symptoms, so I can't say where it came from. I don't know. And I don't want to play the blame game. That doesn't satisfy me in any way to place blame on another person, because honestly, you were just doing what I was doing with you. We was together when it happened. So no, I don't blame you. I don't have any sort of hard feelings towards any of the men that I've ever been with. Most of them have been notified. If not, I just haven't gotten to you yet. And if I haven't, I'm sure this will get to you soon. But yeah, as far as me being contagious, I don't think that I am. I know there's a possibility with everything, but I have not showed any visible symptoms. Therefore, meaning I'm not as contagious as if I was. So, yeah. Where do I go next with this? Talking about it is kind of tough in person. I mean, making a video about it is cool because I'm not really talking to anybody but myself until I post it, right? But talking to someone else is a little difficult because you don't really know how they're gonna react. You don't know how they're gonna feel about you. You don't know if they're gonna blame you if you have been with them. I feel like it's my personal moral obligation to let you know that that is something that I have, and you can decide at that point whether or not you want to continue talking to. Or if you want to take things sexual with me, etc. At that point, I want to give you that option to decide, because I should let you know, I feel like the conversation should be had. It's nothing to be embarrassed of. Ultimately, we all have the ability to procreate, and we all practice it very frequently. So, along with that, if we are not protecting ourselves in the proper way, comes sickness or illness or infection or dis-ease, as with anything. If you're not taking care of your respiratory system, smoking cigarettes, your lungs, you're going to get something. You're going to get lung cancer. We know this. If you're exposing yourself to some sort of illness or something, like you're gonna get a sickness, a disease or something. Okay, so I'm kind of like going off on a rant, but yeah, I don't think it's something that we shouldn't be able to talk about. Ultimately, that's what I'm getting at, because we can talk about the flu easily. We can talk about being sick. Niggas be out here with strep throat That's gross too, is it not? We can talk about that though. And you literally got shit coming out of your throat. But we can't talk about STDs and STIs and what we're all doing. So here I am to start the conversation. And I kind of started already. If you haven't already seen my remake to Boot Up, the remix, yeah, that's what it's called, cover, remake, remix, whatever that I did. It was about this thing, about being booed up, and we're messing with each other, we talking, we doing all of that, and we thugging, yeah. But we're not bringing up the conversation of, do you have multiple partners? Hey, should we be using a condom, Stuff like that. It's all fun and games until you got an STI, right? And if it's incurable, then the real fun and games is over. Just kidding. It's not that serious. But yeah, I started the conversation already. That was before I even knew what I had going on. So it's something that's been on my heart heavy. With me, with other people, my generation pretty much. I feel like it's something that we should be able to talk about. So here we are. I know I'm going in circles and I keep saying this, and like I started off this video, it kind of just happened. I'm already set up, I'm already here. My singing wasn't going too hot, so here's the start to my new journey. I'm Nani, and I have herpes, HSV1 to be exact. Let's talk about it.